Welcome to Real Nerds Podcast, unofficially the official podcast at Denver Comic Con for 2014 and beyond. I am Ryan. To my left is
James.
In front of us is...
I'm a return guest coming back. It's Mac BRA Bonics.
Sweet.
Thanks
for coming back.
Thanks for coming back.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me back.
Oh,
It's
man,
great.
I love your soulful voice. For those of you listening at home, Bree is black. And let's wait for my wife to be really disgusted with what I just said.
No, you didn't say anything too bad.
I know. Thank you. Anyways, everyone listening at home might be like, "Hey, where's Brad?" You know what? Brad left us a message. I'm going to go ahead and play that right now.
Hey guys, it's Brad, just calling to wish you guys a good show tonight. Sorry I can't be there because I got an email from Emma Stone inviting me to dinner in Longmont. So in your faces. I'm waiting for her here in the restaurant. It's been an hour, and I'm bored. So I figured I'd call you, and yeah. So there was a RoboCop trailer this week, and I wanted to talk about it, but because I can't be there because I'm going to have dinner, I think, with Emma Stone. Yeah, she'll be here. I mean, she's busy. I can be held, back an hour, right? Interesting thing, her email is plan942@gmail.com. Just a fun fact there. I guess she's a Ed Wood fan or something, I guess. But anyway, yeah, the RoboCop trailer, I actually think is pretty cool. I mean, the trailer itself looks cool, but my expectations are low that it's not going to be much better than, a Total Recall remake. I think it's going to be a competent movie. It's going to be cool, but it's not going to capture the same spirit that Paul Verhoeven's satirical RoboCop did. So anyway, I just wanted to throw my 2 cents in there because did not expect a RoboCop trailer this week. And yeah, hopefully Emma Stone will be here soon, and I'll get this date on the road here. So yeah, have a good show tonight, guys. I'll talk to you later.
So me and James came up with a great idea. Brad has a huge crush on Emma Stone, so we went ahead and...
Who doesn't, really?
Well, I mean, everybody does. Yeah. You know she's Gwen Stacy. Love her. But so we went ahead and sent Brad to a local restaurant in Longmont and told him Emma Stone is going to be there, and he bought it because he's a artard. So he's up.
And for those of you who don't live in Denver, Longmont is not close to Denver.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean,
it's not.
And
It's
why
not
would
really
she be
local.
hanging out in Longmont?
Yeah, why would she be in Longmont?
Yeah.
Of all places.
Also has a boyfriend.
Yeah. Andrew
Like-
Garfield, Spider-Man.
Brad's a fucking dumbass.
He's so fucking stupid.
God damn it. But he's pretty good at running the show.
He
so
is.
I guess we'll have him back.
We'll have him back. Well,
One of
we'll
these
see.
days. Yeah.
Well, maybe he'll run away with Emma Stone that he's never going to have a date with.
Yeah.
Is
So
that
he
Carpaccio getting cold? Burn, it's always cold.
The point is he might be back next week, but he's definitely not on this episode.
Yeah, so fuck him. So do you think he's in the restaurant right now and saying, "Hey, I'm looking for a sultry redhead," and she's going to say, "Hey, Brad, I'm here to have sex with you," and she's totally not going to be there. It's going to be awesome.
He's probably talking to some girl that kind of looks like her, that he thinks is her, and like totally embarrassing himself.
Maybe. And you know what's so stupid about Brad is we sent it through your email.
Yeah, right? Yeah. He thought that she was an Ed Wood fan.
I know.
The fuck?
Yeah, he's so fucking stupid.
Yeah, Ed Wood fans aren't pretty.
Whoa, hey.
Whoa.
Oh, man. Well, I guess, Tim Burton's not a pretty man, so that kind of makes sense.
But he loves movie magic.
Movie magic.
Look at my crazy hair and my English girlfriend, wife, who I've had 3 kids with but won't marry.
Oh, Danny Elfman, would you make me the same score again? That was really good the last 9 times.
I know. I don't really want to push Danny Elfman to the limits because all he does is the same score over and over again for my dark and moody
I'm going to punch
movies.
you in the wiener for saying about Danny Elfman.
The problem is
You
right
leave
now,
Danny
Ryan,
Elfman out of this.
new listeners are listening thinking like, this is just a podcast where dudes talk shit about Tim Burton.
Yeah,
And
well,
they're friends.
well, fuck Tim
what
Burton.
dick bags.
What good movie has Tim Burton ever made?
Dude, Big Fish. And Ed Wood, which is the movie we're talking about.
Okay, I'll give you Ed Wood.
For sure. And Big Fish.
Just saying he did the original art for my favorite movie of all time. So
He did not do your favorite movie. He produced it.
he did the original
she
art
said
for
no.
it.
She
the
was right
character
that
design.
time. No, yeah, she was right that time.
I wasn't really listening to her.
I know. You never do.
There is a 20th anniversary of that movie coming out
I don't know, you're
on
probably not gonna buy
Blu-ray.
it for me.
Why? We have like 2 copies of like special editions of it.
How many fucking copies do we have of Friday the 13th?
Soon we'll have them all. Stay tuned for what's being released on Blu-ray next week. If you're like, hey, I listen to the Real Nerds podcast, but they never give me anything. Hey, I have news for you guys. I have 2 tickets to see Ben Kronberg at the Oriental Theater October 12th at 8 o'clock. All you have to do is tweet us and say Dick, and then we'll give you the tickets.
I'll
There's
tweet
2
you
of
guys
them.
right now. On my phone right here.
Tweet.
The
Bree is disqualified because he tweets us all the time.
to be completely above board, these are actually the thing that we won for the open screen night when we came in second place, which was great. And we thought, well, yeah, we could go see them, or we could just give them to our fans because that would be cool too. So thank you to Open Screen Night, and check them out because it's also at the Oriental.
So you're just telling everybody that we're giving our fans something we got for free because we didn't want them?
No, not
fuck,
because we didn't
James?
want them. No. It was more that like, hey,
this is shit that we won. You guys go ahead and take it
Hey,
because
no.
none of us are going to go.
Do you know how many free tickets to the Alamo I have, and how many I've used, and how many I am giving away to people?
No.
Like, yeah, all of them. I've gotten
Oh, yeah?
all of them. Yeah.
Yeah, who
It's
have
more
you
that, like,
given
when-
them away to?
Well, he hasn't gotten it yet, but James Music, who we ran into, and just other,
I don't
other
know, just
fans that
random
we run
people.
into.
So this total lie that you've made up right now.
No, it's
No
not.
one has gotten a free Alamo ticket
I'm
from you,
just,
James.
but they're gonna.
I'm going to spread the word, though, anyway.
Thank you, Bree.
I'm calm. You guys are handing out free tickets. I'm just gonna do it. Man,
That's
they got the
awesome.
Thank you.
tickets.
The point
I wouldn't
is,
do that.
The point is we
I
have free
want all
shit
the
to give
free
away.
the point is, when we get stuff, I don't want to just keep it. I want to give it away. That's the point I'm trying to
See,
make.
you're unselfish. Me, I got a Michael Uslan signed Batman Dark Knight DVD Blu-ray combo pack on Steelbook, and I kept it for myself.
Well, yeah, you kept it for yourself because he signed it to Ryan. Like,
He did.
And we aren't going to give
like,
it away to
Ryan
anybody
went in
named
not
Ryan.
knowing he was going to sign it to him. So when it says to Ryan, he was like, "Well, I guess we can't give this to a fan."
Well,
If you're a fan and your name is Ryan, be sure to write in.
Well,
and
no.
we've got a Michael Uslan
they
signed.
can't even
Even
do
if your name
that
is
because
Brian.
yeah, we can Sharpie over it.
well, the bad thing is they can't even do that because he so personalized. This is how awesome Michael Uslan is, by the way. Mega producer of Batman franchise, by the way. He wrote to Ryan, "Thanks for having me on your podcast. I appreciate it."
Okay,
Michael
all right.
Uslan in a bat symbol.
So if your name is Ryan or Brian or anything that ends in RYAN and you run a podcast, write in and we might
I will
send
not
you...
give it to you. But if you'd like to hear the amazing interview with Michael Uslan, click on the interviews at realnerdspodcast.com and find Michael Uslan.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Oh, man, that was funny.
And you're like, hey, how could we ever meet the real nerds? Well, guys, I have 3 opportunities for you in the next month to meet the real nerds. We're going to be at Myth and Legends Con, September 28th. That is a Saturday at the Denver Sheridan Tech Center. And we will have a panel about movies there.
Yeah.
And it'll be fun. And if you're like, hey, who are those guys wearing real nerd shirts? That's us. Say hi. We're not going to have our show there, but we will have a panel, and we're going to just check it out. It'll be lots of fun.
Who are those losers that are all dressed the same? What
Yeah.
the fuck is that?
Oh, that's so cool. They're probably butt buddies.
Oh, now it's
That's
weird.
that's code for gay.
No, I know what it is.
Ryan.
Laura,
You were a little late on that one.
Laura, you don't have to be PC all the time. It's okay.
Well,
Oh,
someone in this
man.
relationship has to be considerate of others. Just saying.
That's true. Yeah, no,
I am
it's all-
considerate
it's
to
a balance.
everybody. I'm giving away free tickets.
Actually, I'm giving away the free tickets.
Yeah, that's really nice of you, James, that you won for free.
Oh, man.
Also, Mile High Horror is going to be at the Alamo Draft House.
It is.
I'm looking very forward to that.
Are you?
Are you?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
you
gonna be
should
cool.
make it.
What's his name? Pinhead. What's the
Doug Bradley.
Doug Bradley.
He's my goal to get on the show.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna hopefully Jonathan Tiersten, fan of the podcast and who played Ricky in Sleepaway Camp. I was talking to him at his screening of Sleepaway Camp, and he told me he will work with everybody there to get him on our show.
Sweet.
And Jeffrey Reddick's there too, who was on the show last year.
And Jeffrey Reddick, I met him at, I believe it was Starfest or Galaxy.
Yeah, he was
at
at Starfest.
Starfest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was at Starfest. Really cool guy.
Oh, he's awesome.
I just recently, he had made a post on Facebook for a little course on writing screenplays, and I took it. Got my little completion letter.
Nice. No, he's a really cool guy. He's really soft-spoken. There's a great interview with him, too, about how he broke into the business writing to New Line. But he'll be there, too, so we'll get him back on the show. So we have a couple people that hopefully will help us wrangle up the rest of the talent there.
You know what I love about Mile High Horror? Because I am so not somebody who knows a lot about horror, I just sort of sit there and watch awesome stuff happen around us.
Yeah.
It's really great.
And last year, Brad got dolled up like a zombie. No, he got beat like he was beat up.
Yeah. Yeah, got all the...
So, yeah, there'll probably be makeup there. I was looking on their Facebook page. There's something like 900 people going already.
Dude.
So it should be lots of fun. Yeah, and they'll have lots of good movies there. You can buy tickets online, milehighhorrorfest.com.
Cool.
Mile High Horror, I think, is just the website. Also, the following week, we will be in Telluride for Telluride Horror Show.
Yay!
I'm really excited because this year I won't have to study.
But she might have her new job, so it might be without Laura.
Hopefully I can make it.
Hopefully Laura can. But we will be up there
But if
again.
I go, I won't have to be studying pharmacology in a random bar in Telluride while you guys are seeing cool
that's
movies.
right.
And we will have
That's
to
right.
remember to bring food. Remember, Telluride shuts down. It's October
So
The
what,
week
week
after.
before Halloween.
11th.
11th.
It's October 11th.
12th and 13th.
Thanks, Internet, for answering that for me.
So, yeah, we'll be out there. My cousin Lisa lives in Montrose, and she said we can stay with her, but I think it's like over an hour away.
Ooh.
So that might be really
We'll see.
difficult.
We'll
But
see.
do they have places on the way that sell food that are open past
No.
9 p.m.?
So, okay, if you're going to Telluride and you happen to be listening, let us pass on some wisdom for you. Telluride shuts down at about 9:30, 10 o'clock for food. So,
if you want beer and like popcorn,
yeah, you can get that.
you can get that. But
But-
anything beyond that, you're screwed.
But if you're going to the festival and you're going to be there all day long, make sure you've got food in your hotel room, because otherwise you're going to get out of the festival at midnight and you're going to walk down the street with a horrible headache from not eating all day and so fucking tired you can't stand anymore, and you're not going to be able to fill your body at all.
Nope.
Nope.
I think we had granola bars, so like we ate a granola bar. I was like,
No.
this
It was
is
like-
not helping.
It was. I was having like flashbacks to the episode of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where you find out that the way that they fall asleep in Charlie's bedroom is to drink a beer, eat a bunch of cat food, and then like while their stomach feels like awful shit, they just close their eyes and pass out really
and then you
quick.
feel gross enough, and then there's all the cats outside.
That's
so
what
there's
Brad and I
empty
were
cans of
doing.
happy
Like
everywhere.
we'd get
Yeah.
back to the hotel room, I would shove a granola bar in my mouth, one or two of them, and then I would just get in the fetal position in the bed and shut my eyes with a serious force until I fell asleep. It was horrible.
And then Brad was really cold, so he'd just spoon you. You weren't privy to that because you were passed out.
Oh, and
But-
I forgot. I really did have a headache every single night because of not eating. So I was taking like a handful of ibuprofen and then the granola bar. It was really horrible.
That gives
Actually,
you ulcers. Like, not even kidding. That's not a good idea.
No, I know.
I have a funny story with Brad. It was like 4 in the morning or so.
Oh, that poor guy.
And I heard Brad get up, and he left.
yeah.
And because I'm such a light sleeper, and he never came back. And so I don't know.
Telluride is not a town where you expect somebody is going to get shanked in the middle of the
Yeah.
night. But we were pretty sure, yeah, he's dead.
And the funny thing with, but Brad came back
Killed by a
eventually
Yeti.
in the morning, and he knocked ever so nicely on the doors. Like,
No, didn't you call him?
did I call? Did I
I
call
think
him?
you
I
called
don't
him.
know.
I think I remember waking up and seeing.
Oh,
you
yeah, I
call
did.
him,
I texted
and you
him.
were
I was
like,
like, where the hell
"Where
are you?"
And he's like, "I'm in the car."
Like, dude, you could have knocked on the door. I would have let you in.
Yeah. He
And
just
then,
didn't wanna wake us up
then I
'cause
would
he's
have
a
punched you with
sweetheart.
my fist, but I would have let him in.
No. I felt so bad for him.
Yeah, fuck him, dude. He's not here. What's he gonna do?
Well,
He's probably sucking the waiter's dick right now because he feels so bad that Emma Stone's not there.
Out of loneliness.
Yep.
I just feel gross
Using his
now.
tears for lube.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you guys are the worst people.
So,
If you're friends, that's your fault.
That's true.
but anyways, my cousin Lisa, she went to the Telluride Film Festival.
Oh,
she was
yeah?
up there for all the days up there.
Did she get to see the Punch Brothers?
I'm not sure, but she told me about Prisoners. And she's
Prisoners is there?
Yeah,
Or
and,
was?
And she talked. I don't know if she talked to Hugh Jackman or he was there presenting it. But she said the movie's amazing.
Prisoners is my second most anticipated movie.
Did
for
you read the
entire
review
fall.
I read from Variety?
No.
Oh my gosh!
I'm trying really hard not to see anything. Did you see the number one movie I'm anticipating for the fall is Gravity? We
yeah, Bree
sort
got
of-
a first-hand view of what you do in a movie theater when you don't want to.
I thought you were an astronaut and were like having a flashback or something. I was like, man, is he having a flashback? So, and he's like, no, he just doesn't want to spoil the movie.
Oh, you were talking about it while I was in?
Well, this is any sane person. If you're sitting in a movie theater and the guy next to you is covering his ears and like rocking back and forth, like he has. What's
and
that?
I was humming.
I know you assume he might have mild Asperger's. So
Yeah.
No.
Have some patience.
I just really didn't. I hadn't seen the
Don't
trailer yet.
want to see this.
I hadn't seen the trailer yet, and I was like, it started off good, just a little bit, and I was like, oh no, I don't want to see anything.
You know, all the
So,
trailers
yeah.
for that are almost exactly the same.
But I haven't seen any of them. That's the point. I have not seen any of them.
You haven't seen Sandra Bullock just talking to herself.
Nope.
Oh, well, I'll tell you. So in the trailer, Sandra Bullock like breaks away because there's space debris.
No, stop it.
And so
Actually, it doesn't matter. You could tell me. The point isn't that I don't know what the movie's about. The point is that I haven't seen the shots, so I don't have any idea what to look for. The best example I can give you is, and this is a weird one or an obvious one, but Cowboys and Aliens. Mm-hmm. Or Cowboys versus Aliens, I don't remember what it was called. When spoilers for that movie, when Olivia Wilde dies in that movie, I was like, oh, I know she's coming back because in the trailer there was that scene where she was naked.
yeah.
Because I'd seen the trailer a billion times, and so there are times like that where you see shots, and I don't want to have them in my memory because I remember shots really well. I did the same thing for Prometheus, where I would still listen to the dialogue, I would listen to it and whatever. Because the plot wasn't what was going to spoil it for me. It was that I knew that movie was going to be gorgeous, and I didn't want to see any of it before it happened.
Basically, it's going to be like Pigs in Space.
Spoiled.
Pigs in space.
So if you're wondering what the Real Nerds podcast do, every week we go see a new movie and we podcast our experience to the world. This week we saw Riddick.
Yeah. Rule the dark.
Rule
if
the
you're
dark.
in foreign countries.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep.
So,
yeah,
anyway,
so
we'll talk about that
stay
later.
tuned for that review. We spoil the movie, so we talk about the movie. Then after we're done talking about the movie, we play the trailer. After the trailer, we spoil the movie.
No, Vin Diesel spoils the movie, but we'll do our best.
Well, yeah, we'll see what we can do.
Not with his biceps, he doesn't.
So I'm going to change up the format of the show.
Okay.
Because
Fuck Brad, he's not here.
yeah, well, no,
Actually, Ryan's the one who's.
I run the show, honey. So whatever I say goes. Brad just sits behind his computer, like, I'm Brad. I make sure the levels are right. If it's too high, I don't care because I'm a horrible editor. So fuck him. Anyway,
All the episodes that sound like shit are the ones where Brad's not on it.
dude, shut up.
I'm just saying. I'm watching the
No
levels
one
now.
has to
They're
know
horrible.
that. Fuck Brad.
Yeah.
You know what? Who cares? He's probably crying in some alley in Longmont, smelling the cow shit, and just hating life. And that's all right. Are you fucking your own ear?
No, I was trying to remind you that we didn't talk about Tweaked.
That didn't make any sense to me.
We didn't talk about Tweaked.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh.
you doing this doesn't make sense.
Oh.
That means it looks like you're just effing your ear.
Okay, damn it.
But if you're wondering why I sound so great, it's not because Brad's not here. He's an idiot. But it's because you're listening to this through Tweaked Audio earbuds.
Yeah.
If you log on to tweakedaudio.com and you pick any earbuds you want, in the checkout, type in Real Nerds in the coupon section, REELNERDS, one word, you get a third off your whole order.
Yeah.
And you get some quality earbuds. I was watching a movie on my Kindle today with my Tweaked Audio earbuds with noise reduction microphone. So I didn't hear my wife. I thought Laura left. Like, I was watching this movie and I got done watching. I like walked out of the bedroom and the house was quiet and like my doggy was laying on the couch and Laura, I didn't see her anywhere. I'm like, oh, sweet. So I busted out the porn. I started like totally jacking it. And then she came out of the bedroom. I was like, "Ah!"
Well, here's what I can tell you, Ryan.
Yeah.
If she didn't leave that day, she will one day.
Probably. It's probably because I make fun of homosexuals.
Probably.
But anyways, thank you, Tweaked Audio. I'm sure they really appreciated that plug.
Wow.
See, honey, you think inclusive language doesn't have a place until you just turn off half your audience.
Do you think half our audience is gay?
The audience turns off us, okay?
I sincerely doubt that.
You never know.
Hey, no. It's
Gay
one
people
it's
are in a
one in 10.
minority. And you know what? Gay people flaunt
God.
it so much
Oh
that
my
I would
God.
know.
Shut
Oh
your
my
fucking mouth
God.
right now.
Oh, my God.
Really?
Even on the internet, this isn't okay.
So where's the line? I was talking about horse raping a few months ago.
No,
and,
horse raping's okay.
and if you want to see raping, come see our next screening of our show. Our short. There might be a rape surprise in there.
That's not cool.
No,
Don't
Ryan
preview rape.
Ryan was telling me about the premise of this new pod show, and I
No,
was like,
shut up.
I'm not spoiling
We don't spoil our
anything.
pod show.
I know what we're doing. He was telling me about it, and I was like, you guys are kidding me. You did not go there. Really?
Which?
Yeah.
The pod show or the trailer?
Whatever the one that Ryan was filming running around.
That. Yeah. Yeah, that one's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's not bad. It's funny.
Yeah, but that's not the pod show.
Until you see like the raw footage of it, it's pretty bad.
Anyway,
anyways,
let's move on.
titillating.
You're changing up the schedule. That's
I
what you're
am.
saying.
I am. For people who don't want spoilers, maybe don't want to listen to me and James right now, but this is called Real Gamers. But anyways, I really wanted to talk to James about The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Have you played it?
Played it, Bree?
I went over to a friend's house this weekend, and they started playing it, and I'm going. That's a game I want to get. I'm just waiting for it to go down in price.
Oh,
I'm trying
man.
to save money, but the beginning of it it draws you in.
Yeah, it's good.
I'm really impressed by it, and that game is actually based off of stuff that could really happen. I mean, if you see those, have you seen those zombie ants that spread those the fungus?
Oh yeah. They definitely the whole fungus thing. So basically, it's about they're not zombies, is what Ryan's gonna say, but it's a zombieism.
Hey guys,
we're not
zombies.
Yeah, they're zombies.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're fucking zombies.
Zombies,
Anyway.
you die,
Ryan,
you come back to life.
Ryan.
Infected people don't die, and they just get infected with something. Hence, the infected.
It's zombies.
Basically
Anyway,
zombies.
hold on. Whatever it is,
Infected.
it's the very best of that I've ever been told. It's the best zombie or infected story I have ever been told. If Bree wants to play it, I don't want to spoil the ending.
Yeah.
But
I know a lot of people beat it, because it's because it's a game that you just can't put down. But
yeah,
it
and
amazing.
Ryan and I can talk about how much I love the ending off the air. But again, I said this last week when we were talking about the comic book.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the best games I've ever played. One of my favorite games of all time. And I think the defining game of this last generation of video games.
Yeah, if you read my review on realnerdspodcast.com, I describe it as the most important game that has come out in this generation.
Yeah.
Not only is it a great game, but in the way it tells a story and the way it's presented to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because Joel is not a good person. When
Yeah.
he loses his daughter at the beginning, that's not spoiler. She dies in the first 5 minutes.
Really good though, man.
He changes his whole who he is.
Yeah.
And I mean, and it was actually shocking. One of the biggest shock moments to me was playing the game at the beginning, and his daughter shot and all this stuff, and it says 20 years later.
Yeah.
It jumps forward in time 20 years.
Mm-hmm. I think that's part of why it is so good, is that it's not a zombie apocalypse game or infected apocalypse game. It's a post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
It's
It's
these are just people scrounging, and they know how to survive.
exactly.
In this world.
And I think you're right. You're not dealing with being overwhelmed right away. You're dealing with the normal life of not only the government but horrible people. And there's I don't really get scared in movies, but there's generally tense moments in this game. I'll never forget. It's pretty early in the game. You see a couple of the runners, the infected that are just infected, and they're really aggressive. But there's this one part where Ellie and Tess are off in the corner, and I turned on my flashlight because there's this room that was empty, and I just went into it, and all of a sudden all of them popped and there was 15 of them, and I was like, oh my fucking god! And you run away, and they're all chasing you, and oh man, it's then you realize you left Ellie behind, and you have to go run and try to save her, and there's moments in that game that just transcend the medium it's told in.
Yeah.
My favorite, well, besides the ending, but we won't talk about.
Yeah.
But my favorite moment in the game is this part where the whole time Joel is trying to, just get rid of Ellie, and she runs away, and they have this confrontation in this house. And it broke my heart. And I literally waited till the game saved. I turned off the game, and I'm like, I cannot play this game right now because I was so disgusted with Joel and so heartbroken for Ellie.
I believe the moment you're talking about is "I'll only be more scared."
Mm-hmm.
When she says that line, yeah, I would play this game and I would turn it off when I got depressed, and it took me 6 or 7 sessions to get through it.
Yeah.
Not because I didn't want to keep playing, just because they would get me emotionally to a level, and I would realize how invested I was in these characters and how truly sad I was for what was going on. And I would just be like, okay, they've achieved something by telling me this story in this way, and I need to respect that and soak in it, and let it impress me because it is so impressive. Man.
But this is one of those games, though, that you kind of, I don't know, you kind of want to play and, absorb, let everything just, kind of like a movie. Because there's a couple of games, my mom is not into gaming, but some games I can play in front of her and she'll be, engrossed in the story, and that's the way The Last of Us it looks so far. It looks like it tells a very interesting story.
My wife's the same way. She would sit and like watch and just read her book and stuff, and I'd always catch her like peeking up to see what's happening in it.
Well, it'd get to the point, like, when he'd walk into a room and they'd have all these, like, zombies just real quiet. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Well, because, the clickers, man.
Oh, the clickers are good.
And I don't, and I felt so, like, stupid when I was playing it a few times, because, there'd be times when there's this one part when you're underneath the subway, and there's, like, 5 or 6 clickers, and you have to sneak around and get them, and I kept on fucking getting caught from one from behind. And then it comes up and says, you can change the difficulty if you want. I'm like, fuck you, I'm not changing the difficulty.
Right.
But yeah, the little it's pretty horrific.
Oh man, I really want to talk about something that. No, I can't. I can't even spoil that little bit. There's that. I mean, it's not even. It's just a thing. Nope, I can't.
I will
no,
say
I can't
too.
do it.
It's one of the first survival horror games where I didn't go rushing into things.
Yeah.
In Resident Evil, even in the early ones where you're limited in ammo, I would take chances. In this game, in Resident Evils, the early ones, I would run past zombies,
right,
and I would remember where they were when I had to come back there because I wanted to save the ammo for the bosses. In this game, if you decide you're going to leave either a runner or a clicker, and you accidentally shoot something, they'll come back.
Yeah.
And then you'll get hit from behind. And some of my favorite moments is when Ellie would be like, Joel, behind you! And you'd have to shoot him, or you're about to get hit, and she would shoot them. It's like, got you, motherfucker! It's like, yeah.
Well, hopefully for the next generation of gaming, the new console coming out, that's where I want to see survival horror go to. I mean, the kind of stuff where there's definite consequences for your actions. You can't just go through and unload on everything, and
Yeah, and that's I have not finished Resident Evil 6 yet, and I am a Resident Evil huge fan.
Yeah.
And I can only play Resident Evil in like spurts. 6. Not that it's a horrible game, it's just so action based, and I really missed what they came from, and I think The Last of Us just raised the bar. So I think Resident Evil has to look at itself and say, hey, I can't do this just guns a blazing, and so I'm really excited that what it did for the gaming industry.
Right.
Yeah. What's really going to suck is it's going to be 4 or 5 years before we see another game like this.
Maybe.
I really, I think it is more than just I think it is conceptually so different and impressive that I think it's going to be a while before anybody can figure out how to do it as well as they did. The only reason I might be wrong is that Naughty Dog's next game will probably do that just as well. Uncharted 4 or whatever.
Yeah.
But man.
Yeah, so pick up The Last of Us. I said at the end of my review, if you have a PlayStation 3 and you don't own it, shame on you. If you have an Xbox 360, trade it in and get a PlayStation 3 and get The Last of Us. I'll just finish this with something that totally is irrelevant, but I was watching football last night, and there was a commercial for Xbox One, and the only thing they didn't show the Xbox One did was play video games.
Yeah, right.
Like, the whole commercial is them going, Xbox On, and it shows TV, Hulu, fantasy football. I'm like, what the
Xbox,
So
the
it's
most
like
expensive
it's like
remote.
an iPad that you hook up to your that doesn't have a screen.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
kind of.
So anyways,
It's
PS4.
just bad marketing. That's all.
Yeah. Get the PS4. It'll be better. Back to what we'd normally do. Here's stuff we've been watching. Get The Last of Us.
So, this is the stuff we've been watching.
I didn't watch too much this week. I had to work shitloads. But I did watch The Town with Ben Affleck. I saw it a long time ago, and I got the extended cut on Blu-ray because I love when you go into Walmart or something and Blu-rays that were like $30 are now $4. And that was a down extended cut. And if you haven't seen the movie, it's really good. Ben Affleck plays, I forget his name, some Boston guy with Jeremy Renner. And they're in this gang, and they're a part of this town. What's the name of the town they're from? It's, do you remember, James?
Boston?
No, it's a part of the town, like Boston, where like most of the gangs or the bank robbers come from, and it's on another part of the bridge.
I don't remember. It's been years since I saw The Town.
But it's really good. And John Hamm is in it. He's really good. Rebecca Hall, who plays his love interest, is really good. Ben Affleck's really good.
But don't. Well, a lot of people don't know this, but I listen to a lot of not really mainstream hip hop, but the rapper Slain is in that movie. That's the heavier set guy, and he's in there, and he's awesome. So.
Yeah, the whole movie's really well done. I mean, Ben Affleck as a filmmaker and as an actor has gotten so good, and that Argo's great, Town is great. So yeah, if you haven't seen The Town, I recommend seeing it.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
It's a great movie. I also watched the first 4 episodes of The Walking Dead season 3 that I got on Blu-ray. Watching it again, it's still really good. And there's moments where I think Lori actually wanted to die. I mean, I think she accepted that she was going to die when her child was coming because she has some moments of dialogue that she's saying.
Yeah.
So I've really enjoyed that. I got Spartacus, but I haven't been able to watch it yet. Freaking Amazon lied to me. It's so funny. They, if you pre-order it, you should get it on the release date. But there was a holiday. And so they sent me an email saying they're sorry and a $5 gift certificate. I'm like, okay,
really?
Cool. Yeah.
So because of the holiday, they couldn't deliver it till Wednesday.
I didn't get till Thursday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they sent they said, oh, oops, we're sorry about the delay, but here's a $5 Amazon credit. I'm like, all right, cool. That'll go to my Friday the 13th box set. And
$5 really matter in that box set? Let's be honest.
Hey, it's
only like $85.
Its list price is $249, and
it's less than $10 a movie.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
And in high
that
definition.
totally makes me feel awesome.
Hey, how are those Doc Martens treating you?
They're gorgeous.
$180.
Oh, for shoes?
Yeah,
They're Doc Martens.
They're shoes.
They're Doc Martens.
Did you get
My
them at
fourth
Payless?
pair, but they're Doc Martens.
So this is how much of a sucker I am for. Sometimes I hate reality TV, but I love Master Chef and Hell's Kitchen.
Yeah.
And I was watching Master Chef this week. They have Master Chef Junior coming out. There's a bunch of little kids cooking food for Gordon Ramsay. I'm like, I totally want to see that. And he comes up and it's like so cute. So he says, "Hey, mate, that's restaurant quality food." And the little kids jump up and high five each other, and because he's not going to be mean to them, so it'll be fun to see.
He's not going to call them like cunts or anything.
Yeah.
I hate that word, but
you
he says that
donkey.
word.
The last thing I watched was a thing I was watching this afternoon, and it's called Pig Hunt.
What?
It's horrible. It's directed by the guy who directed Jason X, and that's the only reason I even decided I was going to watch it. Because I actually think Jason X and the Friday the 13th overall thing isn't as bad as people think it is. And it's horrible. It's about a 3,000-pound pig that eats people.
That sounds like, I saw a movie called Razorback that was about a big giant razorback boar that was eating people. But
well, this it's similar. It takes place in the hills of California, and these guys go pig hunting
In California?
Yeah, I don't know, Laura. And it's and the characters are so horribly written, and they're all like douchebags that you don't like any of them. And so, but they also, it's such like low budget. They never really show the pig. Like they'll show like POV shots, and you'll hear wee wee wee, and then you'll see like flesh dropping from the top of the camera. It's pretty bad, and the acting in it is horrible. Are you looking it up?
No.
I thought it's bad. I'm really disappointed in Jim Isaacs. I mean, to go from Jason X to that is just
A jump?
down.
Question mark?
That's yeah. So I can't even tell you. There's supposed to be like hicks in it. I think they're in California, and this one guy had fake decayed teeth, but it was like that, like that makeup gum stuff that you put on your teeth to make it look like you're missing parts of it.
Black
Yeah.
smeared gum?
Yeah, and but he was talking like this, and his mouth was always like jetted out, so it was pretty bad.
Wow.
And there was no boobs in it either, so I mean,
How disappointing.
I mean,
How do you make a movie without boobs?
if you're gonna have a shitty horror movie and there's no boobs in it, fuck that movie. That's what I watched this week. Pig Hunt. Wee wee
It's
wee.
ridiculous.
He also ate a horse.
He made a horse?
Ate a horse
Oh, okay. I was
with
gonna say,
two lesbos riding on it. I don't know what's going on with
And
it.
there were no titties?
Yeah, I don't even know what happened to the lesbos. Like
Maybe-
they were on the horse, and then the horse got eaten, and its head was hanging from like the branch. And then they showed a close up of their face being horrified, and then it cut to the douchebags. So I don't know what happened to him. Maybe the pig.
Maybe Vin Diesel showed up and sexed them straight.
Yeah,
Yep.
maybe. That's not
Anyway.
insulting. Anyways, Bree, what'd you watch?
I watched City of God
Oh man, I haven't seen that in a while.
Yeah, I got it from the library, and then One of the Dead. But I really liked both of the movies. One of the Dead was funny.
Was it? I always wanted to watch it, but I didn't know if it'd be any good.
It's if you can get it for free, it's worth it. But I would even Redbox it. I mean, I like some of the moments that happen.
Because I think it's on Netflix, but
Yeah,
I always afraid to watch it because it seems such like a knockoff.
Yeah, well, it's better than some of the zombie movies out there. But I liked it, and it kind of has like a kind of I don't know, political sense of humor or whatever. But it's worth a watch.
Okay,
definitely. Cool. And then City of God, I'm not going to say it's like a gangster movie, but it was just showing how gangs were in Brazil, and what was crazy about that movie is, the age of the kids that were in there in the gangs, and they're the ones that are really running the show over there. So, but definitely worth watching.
Yeah, it's like a crime epic in a lot of ways because it's you're following these two kids who are in the situation where a lot of kids get into these gangs, and I don't think it's spoilers. I mean, the trailer sort of paints this, but the two kids sort of make different choices in the way that their lives intersect, and just that's a fascinating movie. I think that's one that's like it was on Ebert's, like 10 movies from the 90s that you have to see, I think, or maybe even the 2000s. Like he really was he pushed that movie quite a bit because he thought that was a very important movie, and I definitely see it. Yeah. Not a movie you want to watch every weekend, but man, it's good.
Definitely. I mean, it's probably portrays what really goes on over there. But fortunately, I've been to Brazil like 3 times, and fortunately, I've never ran into people like that. So I've ran into the good people, but I've had a blast over there.
Have you ever raced cars in Brazil?
No,
because I'm also a big fan of
or played soccer.
No, I haven't. I haven't raced cars or played soccer, but I got my hair dyed blonde when I was over there. So
really,
yeah.
Man, is that a big thing?
No, I just had it. Well, the girl I was with dyed my hair blonde. And I came back. My friends were like, "Why do you have blonde hair?" I was like, "But I was having fun." So
you're like, ladies, that's why I have blonde hair. Yeah. That's pretty good.
Ladies make you do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like get married.
You can pinch him. You want?
No, it's all right.
Cool. Is that all you've seen there lately?
I haven't been really watching a lot of stuff, but reading a lot of stuff in audiobooks.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
What are you reading?
2 audiobooks I listened to is I think it was Ghoul by Brian Keene.
Okay.
And then other audiobook I listened to was Throne of Bones by Brian McNaughton, which was also about ghouls, and ghouls got zombies beat. Both these books, the Ghoul by Brian Keene got made into a movie, and it's not really that good. But the other one has not gotten made into a movie. But if it did, and someone did it right, it will be an amazing story. I really like Throne of Bones. I mean, it's just I stumbled upon it, and after I read that, I was just like, man, I like ghouls better than zombies.
So you're saying ghouls is the new zombies? That's that's going to be the next wave.
Yeah, they might, but ghouls do. Entirely, they do some things different. So.
Define for me a ghoul.
Well, a ghoul is, they say that someone that even runs a graveyard can be considered as a ghoul because they're always like handling dead bodies and stuff. So, but basically, a ghoul eats the dead, and it's able to become it's able to become the person it eats, and then also gain some of the memories of the person that it ate. So, but the best, I say just the best description or the way it was put together was that Throne of Bones by Brian. I think it's Brian McNaughton.
Cool.
And if you get a chance, listen to the audiobook or read it. But there's parts in there I just completely love. And I've read the book and listened to the audio book over and over. It's just amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That does sound like something I'd want to see in a movie. Yeah. Dudes eating people.
And learning shit from eating people.
Yeah. Very, like Warm Bodies, but without the tongue-in-cheek. That's cool.
That's it, buddy?
Yeah, that's I can remember it right now off the top of my head. I'll probably think of something as soon as I get off the mic.
Usually happens that way. Laura, did you watch anything this week?
I did. Nothing terribly exciting, though. I'm catching up my Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Where define catching up?
I just finished season 4.
Oh, okay.
And so, like...
Man, that guy's face,
5.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and like he walks out, and I was watching with my girlfriend Kelly, and we're like, he survived that shit. Oh no, he didn't.
Oh, where did half of him go?
Yeah, it was on. So I'm really excited to finish that. I know it's not that exciting because I'm like a year behind.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen any of them.
It is an amazing show. Like I put it down for a little while, and then our friend Joe was like, "You have to like, it's so good. You have to keep up with it." So I've been catching up with it, and then I know the other thing I watch. I read a lot of books. I'm a nerd. I found a new reality show. But it's not a bottom feeder reality show. This one's
then I am
nice.
tuning out. I only care about the bottom feeders.
Yeah.
What is it?
Well, I did watch the Real Housewives reunion shows, which are always gold.
Those are the wrong kind of bottom feeders.
But it was they're
just cocksuckers.
Yeah, they're bottom feeders in life.
Hey, let's not talk trash about cocksuckers. There's a new reality show. It's extreme weight loss. It's like Biggest Loser, but like,
extreme.
But like really touchy feely, and it's like really inspirational. And yeah, it's you don't get to judge a whole lot, which is unfortunate. But
yeah.
Other than that, I just read a lot of books.
Cool.
James.
So a couple of quick things. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia came back this week, and I just want to say, man, I was so impressed with how funny this first episode was, and how like I was really pleased because sometimes with these shows, this is the 9th season, man, I keep expecting that show to just fall apart, and this was maybe one of my favorite episodes in a few seasons. Basically, like if you didn't see it, it starts and Dee is super depressed and smoking and drinking and like has just given up on life, and so the guys actually decide they're gonna help her get her dreams.
But is it like helping her when they like tied her to the bed?
No. Yeah, for the Groban.
Grobanite, yeah.
No. This is like they're gonna try to like make her a star. And encourage her to be like, and she starts doing stand-up comedy because she is so given up and doesn't give a shit. She can go on stage and not almost throw up in front of crowds, and that's anyway. It's a good one. The League came back this week, still really funny. The final episode of Futurama was this week, and I'll say this: that show, especially since it came back, it's been hit or miss. You know, there have been episodes where I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Not always as good as it was before, or whatever. Yeah, I understood when it got canceled. I was like, okay, yeah, you know, it sort of floundered sometimes. But the very last episode was everything that I love about Futurama. I mean, really, like they told a really good story that I would put up there with like the dog. You know, the episode of the dog that, you know, waited for him until it died. Really great little touching moments. And they did that again, and that's why I liked Futurama. And it was all encompassed in like this wacky sci-fi little thing of, you know, basically the professor was able to make a button that could teleport you back in time 10 seconds, but only like the people in the immediate area. And then, long story short, Leela and Fry breaks it, and Leela and Fry get stuck in a universe that doesn't move, and they live out their entire lives until they're very, very old people together and alone in the universe. And it was really good. I don't want to spoil how it ends, but it was really good, and honestly it ended and I was like, fuck, now I wish they weren't canceling this show. Like, they still at least had one more just knock it out of the park great episode. So that made me happy. And before I get to the one movie I saw this week, I do want to also touch on The Bridge. The last 3 episodes of The Bridge have been fantastic and honestly wowed me. There have been like really gruesome moments where things happened, and I audibly gasped while watching the show, and was just like, "Oh god, I didn't need to see that." And it's in weird stuff. Like it's not being super gruesome. It's more like in the last episode, this guy. Or 2 episodes, this guy got his neck slit, and it was bizarre. Like, it felt really realistic because the guy cuts it real low, like almost near the collarbone, and you know, like it just, because it was so not the normal way you see a dude get his neck slit. It just really like. It put me off watching this dude bleed to death.
There's more. If you're gonna make someone bleed to death cutting, there's a lot more tissue involved there.
Yeah. Oh, see, cool. Yeah. No, it was just weird and very off-putting.
Gotta go quite a bit deeper if you're gonna do it there.
That show has been pretty good.
That's what he said.
The one movie I did get to see this week was Upstream Color, which Upstream Color is the movie by Shane Carruth, who made Primer. And it's too bad that Brad's not here because I know he also got to see this movie. And I can't remember why. I think he came in late or something like that. I know he fell asleep. This is one of the ones where he fell asleep.
I mean, that's not you have to narrow it down.
Yeah, he falls asleep in a lot of movies because he's such a bad movie watcher. So I wish you were here so we could talk about what it was about that movie that he liked and didn't like.
Well, I'm Brad. I'm here.
You sons of bitches.
What? Oh, whoa.
Whoa.
Tricked me
How did
into
this...
going to Longmont to have dinner with Emma Stone. That's low, guys. That is low.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, Brad.
We got your call, Brad.
So glad you're here.
Why?
Give me a mic.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
guys
what's
are
going
dicks.
on, dude?
What do you mean?
What's going on?
We didn't do anything.
We didn't do anything.
You trying to get me off the show? Is that what this is about?
No,
you
you're
told us you're on a
valuable-
date with Emma Stone, bro. That's awesome.
I'm not
Yeah,
even.
based on a trick email that one of you sent to me.
I don't know.
What?
I don't know how you could even figure out which one of us it was.
Yeah, why would we do that
I
to you?
can't. That's why I'm mad at both of you.
What?
Why would we do that to you, Brad? We love you, Brad.
I will never forgive you.
Hey, Brad, you saw Upstream Color, right?
Yeah, what about it?
Did you come in late or something? Is that? I'm remembering, didn't you miss the beginning?
Now you're trying to make me look bad? Like I can't watch movies right?
No. I'm just. I'm
Pick
trying
on Brad
to,
night? What's going on?
No, I'm really excited to
Pick
talk
on
about.
Brad. What are you talking about, dude?
No, I like you so much. I'm really excited to talk to you about Upstream Color.
I thought you just came
That
in
was
the door
6
at the
months
right
ago.
time.
I'm just saying. Okay. Anyway, so Upstream Color, there's these maggots that if you ingest them, you have this telepathic connection with people.
Maggots.
And
what the fuck? What does that have to do with anything, Brad?
I don't know. I missed the beginning. What?
So that's the thing. So if you missed the beginning, then you really didn't know what was going on. So the movie starts with these kids, and they're finding these very special little maggots that if you combine shit from them with other stuff, and then two people ingest them.
How would they know that?
I don't know. They figured it out. Doesn't matter. That
Okay.
part doesn't matter. No, science.
I have a terrible fear of maggots.
Yeah, it's gross. So what they figure out is if you ingest them, the two people have this telepathic connection. And then we clearly jump forward. They don't tell you this, but clearly we jump forward. And one of those kids grows up. And what's going on is, and it's really kind of disturbing, but this guy he attacks this woman, in a bar and makes her ingest this maggot. But you don't know where the other maggot is, because it's pairs. You have no idea why, but she wakes up and she's in this trance, and he's doing all this fucking weird mind manipulation stuff of making her read Walden and making her do all of this very repetitive stuff. And in the midst of that, he's making her sign over all of his money to her and take out these huge equity loans and then give him all the money from it. And he's basically robbing her and completely ruining her life she's clearly there for a long period of time. She starts to get sort
about
of
a
gaunt.
month.
Yeah, I don't think they actually tell you the time, but it's clear that it's a while. And then again, we jump forward.
Actually, I think her job says you were gone for a whole month. So
Yeah. Oh,
when
yeah. You're
she
right.
gets fired,
You're
yeah.
right. Yeah. So when she does finally come back,
Okay, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about.
right. No. Here's
It
the
keeps
yeah.
going.
Yeah. So that's the thing. This movie's freaking weird. But let me keep going. So finally, the guy, she gets taken to this place where this guy cuts into her, and I guess takes out the maggot, or at least takes out a tumor or something. He takes out the maggot, and you also realize that he's taken the maggot out of this pig. And that's how she's been in this trance, is that the thing that's been controlling her, she's had the mind of a pig controlling her, so she's just that's why she's just doing whatever she's told.
What?
So hold on. I know
you can't say hold on. I don't understand what you're talking about.
I know, but it's weird.
He's only explained the first 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, the movie's an hour and a half, and probably. Well, no, you're right. It's half hour of the movie. So then again, we jump forward, and now she's sort of recovered from this whole thing. Her life is kind of shitty now, and she doesn't like other people, obviously, because she's gone through this traumatic event that she can't tell anybody about because it'll just seem like she's on crazy drugs. Like she was gone for a month. She comes back and starts telling people that like, a pig. There was a man with a face like the sun and a guy with a pig. I don't know where my money went. Like what
she
can
feels
she
violated.
do? Oh yeah,
because she's suspicious that
yeah. And she meets this guy and they sort of fall in love. And I'm gonna straight up sort of spoil this movie because there's no other way to talk about it. What's happening is that this other guy was also a victim of this thing. They and basically they're still having a connection with their pigs who are in this farm, and their pigs have fallen in love and have kids. And so when they meet in real life, they immediately fall in love. And long story short, they end up like figuring it out, tracing it back, killing the guy who did all this stuff, and then they get all of the people who've been taken advantage of, and all the people come and take care of their pigs. And that's the movie. It's a movie about God, is what it is. It's a movie about sort of killing your own God and then taking care of yourself.
I'm so glad you said that because I thought I was the only one who thought that.
No, yeah. That's clearly what it's about. It's really heady and friggin' pretentious, but interesting.
Beautifully shot.
Well made. Yeah. It's constantly mysterious, and you really don't know what's going on most of the time. Not because he's like being coy, but just because he's not deliberately telling you. Like, he doesn't give you exposition. There are scenes where he uses like almost metaphoric scenes with no dialogue in order to tell you what's going on, where the characters will confront other characters and you never actually hear them talk to each other. You just know what they're telling each other and what they figured out. It's bizarre. I'm definitely not going to say that, oh yeah, everybody needs to run out and see it. But if what I just described to you sounds interesting, then for sure check it out.
Or if you're a fan of Primer, I guess. I don't know.
I don't
it's
think
not the
that
same
this
subject matter.
Yeah, I don't think that this in any way sort of relates to Primer. If you're a fan of Primer, go see Time Crimes or movies like that.
I was just saying if you like the same kind of like confusing.
Yeah. But I think there's a lot less to hold on here. This movie is so much a giant metaphor that where Primer is not. Primer is this really interesting look into like, well, if time travel were real, how fucked up would the world be? Whereas this is a giant metaphor movie, which can be hard.
Were they claymation maggots or real maggots?
They're real maggots.
Okay.
Yeah, they're real maggots.
My favorite part about this whole thing that you were talking about was Bree's face. Like, what the fuck is going on? This is disgusting.
I know, right?
My stomach is actually hurting. I'm like, thinking about the hamburger moving in my stomach. Like that part on Poltergeist when he goes in the bathroom, he just starts tearing.
Yeah. It's a weird movie. I mean, I'm glad I saw it, but I can't help but say that I'm disappointed that this is the follow-up to Primer. Like, after 7 years of waiting for Shane Carruth to make another movie, like, it's impressive and interesting, but it's not what I wanted. But maybe that's not what
Can I see this
should
movie
get
for free?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
So you can watch it on there. You can also get it directly from, I don't know if there is a Blu-ray that you can buy from Amazon. I know, oh no, yeah, you can. But I know that, like, he has a website. He has like a special website set up where you can buy it like directly from him.
Okay.
So if you're a big fan of Upstream Color and you saw it, you thought it was great, write us in and tell us why you like the movie so much. Not that I hate it, I'm just saying I'd like to hear from you. But also buy it from his website just so he gets more of the money. Because
I said
anyway.
for free just because of the maggots. I don't like maggots. I don't like to watch maggots.
Yeah, no. Check it out on for sure. Check it out on Netflix before you buy it. But that's
like 10 minutes of the movie.
Oh yeah, it's not that much, and it's nothing gross. Like, you don't like see the maggots crawling on his teeth or anything weird. No. It's like he puts the maggot in a pill, and then the person swallows the pill. So, actually, there is some gross maggoty stuff in the movie. Never mind, like the internal shots. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I've seen.
Friday the 13th, fun maggot fact. In part 6, they paid the actor who played Jason extra money because they put maggots on his face.
Is there a DVD of that coming out soon?
Oh, yeah, there is. But before we get to that, how about we look into some electronic fan mail?
Okay.
We have the real fan mail is with us today.
Yeah, I mean,
Bree
Bree's
is
here,
with us.
so like,
He wrote into the show saying he's watching us on Google Chrome Play.
yeah,
You can check us out.
that was cool. How do you like that thing? Is it neat?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, it just allows you to stream whatever's on your phone or your Android tablet directly to your television. So I was able to watch you guys on the big screen.
Yeah,
Cool.
Took my picture. He's like, this guy's so sexy. So that's the big fan mail. Thanks for being on the show again, Bree. We appreciate it. Also, our correspondent chimed in, Cora. Rom-com, new favorite genre, is what she said. I guess she says it like Oprah. I don't know. Hi, guys. I was just listening to the World's End episode. Thanks for the birthday shout-out.
You're welcome.
We went and saw World's End on Michael's birthday, which so happens to share with Ryan.
Oh, you guys are
Aw.
Twinkies.
So way belated happy birthday back at ya. I'm trying to be like Cora.
You're not quite bubbly enough.
No, I know. We've been behind on watching stuff lately, but I'll contribute that we finally watched Argo, and it was so good.
Yep.
Got to get ready for the new Batman. Also, my new roommate is obsessed with Master Chef, so we are now on that bandwagon as well. All right. World's End was fun and entertaining, but Shaun of the Dead is still my favorite. Have a great show, Cora.
Thanks, Cora.
Thanks, Cora. I agree.
Yeah.
Every once in a while.
Yeah. I'm going to have to see World's End a couple more times before I can say which one's my favorite.
And
I mean, it doesn't matter. Scott Pilgrim's my favorite of his movies, but
That's not.
of the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah.
Or Cornetto, yeah.
Here's sponsors that are sponsored.
Hello, Real Nerds listeners. I'm Mac,
And I'm Idiot Chittix.
and we're here to tell you to visit SphrixesDomain.com. Why should you visit SphrixesDomain.com?
Well, it's simple. If you like farts and cartoons and bad words and stuff, you should definitely visit SphrixesDomain.com.
How do you spell that address I see?
What? I don't know. Fucking S something. I don't know. I'm incontinent. I have no idea.
Fine, I'll do it. S P H E
Sure.
R
Oh, God. Seriously, you gonna
X
spell the whole thing out?
S
Oh,
E.
God. Just say the domain part. I don't want to be here all night. Jesus. Does it get any more of a complicated website name? Stupid assholes first. Jesus.
Anyway, visit our website where you can read about all the funny adventures of 7 aliens struggling to live together in an abandoned warehouse in Denver.
Well, what? That's it? What? It doesn't say anything about my crazy hijinks or antics or... Ridiculous.
Nope, that's all Sphrix wrote down.
Well, that doesn't sound funny at all. But you know what does sound funny? Gross.
Oh man, I'm
Oh,
hungry
God.
again.
Oh, it's so disgusting. Oh, Sparks is gonna be pissed when he sees what you did to his office.
Hey, what are you guys doing in my office? It smells like puke and farts in here.
Go to SparksDomain.com. Bye.
SphrixesDomain.com.
My man spider sense is tingling.
Hey, look, it's Man Spider.
How's it going, true believers? When I'm swinging through Colorado and I need comic books, I head to Arvada, Colorado, to Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics.
Oh no, the teal troll is attacking me.
My son's in danger. Will no one help him?
Oh no, it's Man Spider.
Colorado Coins, Cards, and Comics, the whips the competition with great deals on back issues, 50% off, hold slot, 20% off list price. You want sports memorabilia? They got that too.
Where are you going, Man Spider? The teal troll still has my son.
Here's web in your eye.
Oh no, I'm bested by Man Spider again.
So visit 6700 Wadsworth Boulevard in Arvada, Colorado, and tell them the Real Nerd sent you.
For barbecue that can't be beat, try Birdman Barbecue Sauce. Available and original and spicy. These robust, full-flavor sauces have the awesome power to kick your taste buds in their face. And for that smoking taste on everything you eat, try new Birdman Smokin' Rub. Caution! Meat left unrubbed may suffer from flavor performance anxiety. You can pick up Birdman Barbecue at local area Ace Hardware stores Ruff's Barbecue in Golden, and the Danny Cash Hot Shop off Broadway. You can also like us on Facebook at Birdman BBQ.
Hey, Brad, what'd you watch this week? Oh, yeah, and thanks for asking, Ryan. You know what? Fuck you guys. I'm out of here. You do the rest of the show yourselves.
I guess we did.
I totally fucking forgot about Brad.
Yeah, we totally
Because you
forgot.
started talking about the maggot shit, and he just started going off. I'm like, oh, maybe that's what they
Weird.
both watched this week. Because you talked about how he came in late. What'd you watch this week, Brad?
No, I'm gone. You guys can find out next week.
Shit.
But I want to find out right now.
I hope he comes back next week.
I'm guessing it's something artsy fartsy that no one else saw.
Oh, burn. Now you have to say it.
I'm right, haven't I?
I'm walking back to pick up a mic. No, it doesn't matter what I watched. It wasn't that important, really.
That was
actually,
the best Foley work I've ever seen.
But Brad,
like
did
Michael
you,
Scott
but,
in like,
okay.
The Office when he's like, Jim, closing the door. You're on with Michael. Hi, Michael. Or what, David? Yeah.
But, okay, so you didn't watch anything, but where were you really at tonight, Brad?
What?
Tell us where you're really doing tonight.
No, I did watch stuff, and I was at a gallery showing my stop-motion films.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Man.
Yeah,
For me,
He's so look at
everyone
look
else
at how
is
look at how
not
sly
impressed.
and cool he is. Yeah, I guess it was cool.
It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. My
I
stuff
got
was at an art
invited to
gallery.
show my stuff.
Yeah,
It's not a big deal. I'm
pretty
Brad
good.
from Real Nerds Podcast.
If
Everyone
his
was
hair
really
was long
impressed.
enough, he'd have the emo hair flip.
Yeah.
Oh. So what did you see?
Oh, this week?
Yeah.
I just watched more 24.
Oh,
on
yeah.
season 8.
Yeah.
Nice.
That season's badass.
He
Trying to remember.
disembowels a guy in it.
Hmm?
He disembowels a dude in it.
I hear Katie
I'm-
Sackhoff gets shot in the face too.
I haven't got to those two parts again yet. I've seen it before, but
Cool.
yeah, Renee cuts off the guy's thumb to get the tracking monitor off, and I like how Jack just like he's constantly in and out of the like early parts of the episode. Like he's retired, and he's being brought in as like a consultant, and then of course they still like after saving the world 8 times, no one really takes his advice, and to the point like he's standing in C2 going like, I hate this place. Like a great like meta moment for his character. But I'm going through that. I watched the beginning of the like first couple episodes of the 3rd season of the League. Now that it's on Netflix.
Yeah. Oh, had you not seen it yet?
No.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
good season.
4 just came out, so I have to watch all this before I can start watching that. And then I don't know. I watched a movie called In a World.
What is that?
Oh, that's the Lake Bell one.
The voiceover movie about voiceover people.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Where Lake Bell's got the headphones on the cover.
Yeah.
I don't know what that movie is. I just know the cover.
It's a movie about voiceover people.
Is
And
it good?
it's pretty good, I guess. It's like very natural comedy.
It's a comedy.
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
The end is more dramatic. But like Ken Marino's in it as this douchey, like next in line to be the next Don LaFontaine.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't know
Aw.
if you don't know who
I miss Don LaFontaine.
Yeah, he's the. If you don't know who Don
In a
LaFontaine is, he's
world.
the guy who made famous that whole like In a World epic trailer voice thing.
Yeah, he's really good on the Friday 13th trailer. 1, 2. They show everybody getting murdered in it.
That's pretty good.
He has that voice, which is really cool.
Oh yeah. And then there's like I forget his name, but there's like one of his peers is the father of Lake Bell's character. She's trying to get into the voiceover industry, but it's like he's very old school. Like only men can do epic.
It's a man's world.
Yeah, and then
Godfather Soul said that.
She's reduced to just doing like shampoo commercials and stuff, and then it just so happens like there's this franchise that's like. It's not the Hunger Games. It's called the Amazon Games. But they're trying to figure out who's going to be the voiceover for all those trailers for the whole franchise. And on a whim, Ken Marino's character gets like a throat infection, so he can't do any voiceovers for a little while. So she like steals the job from him and does like a little test voiceover for those trailers. And then because it's like Amazon Games, it's all about like empowered women.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like a good combination. So for the rest of the movie is like everyone competing for that. Yeah.
Would you recommend it?
I don't know if you really need to see it in the theater, but it's worth watching off Netflix or something, or renting it for Redbox, I guess.
Cool.
And then Rob Corddry's in it.
Nice.
He's I don't know. There's this one point where he's like making breakfast, and he makes a slice of toast with butter on it, and then he gets distracted and like drops it on the floor, and he just kind of stares at the floor for a little bit, and he goes, "I don't care, let's do this," and just picks it back up and like carries it away, like live. What is it? Either let's do this or you know what, live a little, something like that.
And of course, at the end, Camerino's throat infection goes into his butt, where you can see it in Bad Milo, the new release from Magnet Entertainment.
They're secretly connected in a world where two movies are secretly connected.
I had forgotten about Bad Milo. Yeah. That's fucked.
So that's all I watched.
Cool.
I think, yeah.
Well, thanks for showing up, Brad.
Yeah, thanks for finally showing up.
Way to be late.
You know what? Those are hollow words. I know you don't want me here. You were doing the show just fine without me, and you're like, oh, God, Brad's back.
No, actually...
He probably watched some artsy-fartsy shit that he's going to talk about.
Actually, I never even started recording.
That's a Brad thing to do.
Yep.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back around.
So where were we?
Unspool Real News?
It's real news!
Sure, if we're just going to do things that I ordered today, why not?
Who cares? Live a little.
Just a couple things. The only real piece of news is Hayao Miyazaki is retiring. And if you didn't hear the question marks in my voice, then you weren't listening. He said this before, but this time it sort of got announced kind of official-ish. If you don't know, Hayao Miyazaki is the guy who made like Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke and My Neighbor Totoro, like all these really fantastic anime movies. He's got a movie coming out called something Wings. Anyway, it's about it's actually about like the guy who made the planes that kamikaze pilots were flying in World War II.
The Zeros?
So it's actually got I think so.
Yeah, it is the Zeros.
It's actually got some sort of controversy around it, but it looks fantastic. He makes really gorgeous movies and tells very personal stories, usually. Or he tells stories about, like, deer in the woods. And like,
Totoro and stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's a really personal story. That really is like a story about his mom. It's also one of those things where they said, like, well, he might just not make feature films.
Isn't he like 80-something, though?
Yeah, he's getting old, and he's also said he's retired before and then sort of come back, so who really knows? But, if he wants to take a break,
good for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's made some fantastic movies, but it's always sort of sad to see anybody go. Actually, he's not the only person who retired. Jack Nicholson retired this week, too.
No, he didn't. He shot that down.
Oh, did he? Oh, I never saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good. Because that was a very sad rumor.
Yeah, they said he was having problems with his memory.
Yeah.
He didn't remember lines and all that stuff.
Good. Well, I'm glad he shot that down.
Well, son, a cannibal is someone who eats human flesh.
Oh, man.
I'm going to play the same character in every movie, and people think I'm good.
Oh, that's unfair. As good as it gets is really fantastic.
It is.
Yeah.
I love him in The Departed. Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, sure.
James, the only guy in the world who hates The Departed.
I don't hate it.
I like Internal Affairs. It's the Korean version. It's way better.
That's not true.
Come off your hot air balloon, James. Come down to Earth.
Two more quick things. One, Star Wars is going to be filmed on film,
Yahoo.
Which I think is cool. Hopefully it means... I mean, it's J.J. Abrams, so this was kind of expected because he likes film a lot more. Hopefully this means maybe a little bit... I mean, not that they can't do green screen, but, hopefully he's going to do a lot more stuff in camera.
I think Kathleen Kennedy already said they're going to plan on doing that.
Yeah, I know. I want to keep saying it.
Okay.
Because as many...
Maybe JJ's going to listen to this. He's saying...
Spielberg told me they were going to do a lot of stuff in camera in Indiana Jones 4, and he lied to me. So I want to hold some people's feet to the fire on this, because I know they're all listening. We're good friends with JJ.
Yeah.
He's our connection at Paramount. So I want to keep saying it so that JJ knows,
sure
hey, this is
Indiana
important.
Jones 4, Indy's shadow is really Harrison Ford, so I don't think Spielberg lied to you.
Yeah, okay, you're right. The shadow is not CG, but a lot of it is.
Do you think you guys can get that Cali Mall duo on here? dude that used to take out your heart. Andy, protect your heart. Can you get either of those dudes? Can you get him or the Kalimal dude? That would be awesome.
Kalimal, yeah. That would be good. Oh,
Jeez,
man.
protect your heart.
Oh, that would be the best. That would be. I could die and go to heaven just right then if that ever happened.
I'm all right, Shorty. I'm all right.
Very last thing, and actually we didn't talk about this, but when Brad called in, he talked about this. We got the RoboCop trailer this week.
We did,
which was unexpected.
To protect and serve.
Yeah. What do you guys think about the RoboCop trailer?
Well, while I was waiting for you guys at the theater, someone posted online. They posted a photo of the new RoboCop suit.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the suit looked good, but and I heard who was in it. Samuel Jackson or something.
Samuel L. Jackson, Gary Oldman's in it. The girl, the one girl that nobody really cares about.
How did they
Gary
screen
Coleman.
that?
Gary Coleman comes back from the dead. Yeah, actually, Gary Coleman is RoboCop.
That'd be sweet.
It's horrible.
I hopefully they can do a good RoboCop movie. But I remember the part that I hated about RoboCop was that time when, what did they do? They stripped his memory or something. Remember, there's like kids like spray painting him, and he was just still saying his normal McGruff lines. He was just, I hope that doesn't happen in the movie. Yeah, RoboCop 3. I hope.
Wait, Gary Coleman's dead?
Yeah, Gary Coleman's dead.
Life has no meaning.
It feels very much like they're just making a. What I said on Facebook was I love this trailer except for all the parts with RoboCop in it, because like Gary Oldman looks awesome, and Samuel L. Jackson was like hamming it up with some crazy looking wig, like it's very like Jurassic Park Samuel L. Jackson. So I think the trailer looks really cool. Except for it looks like what Brad said earlier, where it looks like a sort of Total Recall remake action movie. That's the part where I'm just
I think the RoboCop suit and everything looks good. It's just my expectation is that they just kind of stripped RoboCop down to only the action part of the story, and they left out all the social commentary. Yeah. But again, I haven't seen the whole movie, so what do I know? Yeah,
I definitely don't think it's going to have that sort of satire kind of thing that the first one did. My bigger problem is that watching the trailer, honestly, if you take out those action sequences, I think they look like shitty TV action.
Really?
Just the way it's shot, I don't think it looks like very good action. I think it looks like, I like Burn Notice, but I think it's shot like Burn Notice action scenes. It just kind of seems bland. It's a teaser trailer, so maybe the next one they'll sell the action. Whereas this one, they're trying to sell the hey, we're gonna make a RoboCop, and the whole trailer is basically, them designing the suit. You see like 3 different versions of the suit in the trailer.
I think that's cool too.
Just because they're trying to prove to you hey, we can make the suit cool. Don't worry. I know that was very 80s, but we'll make the suit cool.
In the story, it's the progression of the suit, because I think in their story he's originally designed as a war machine, and then they pull him out to just be a cop and everything. And so he'll have the suit we all know and love by the end of it.
Yeah, probably.
All that stuff about spray paint and black and whatever. And it's also very Dark Knight-ish, that trailer, because there's
Gary Oldman.
Does it come in black? Gary Oldman's in it. The whole camera work of the other robots that he's fighting in the warehouse, is a non-night vision version of when Batman has the radar, sonar, those shots. Sweeping shots. But they came out guns blazing. I had really low expectations for this movie initially, and then it makes me want to see it. Yeah,
I definitely want to check it out. I also want to bring up, there's a new trailer for Runner. I only want to bring this up for this reason. I watched it, but turned all the sound off because I only wanted to know one thing, and I was correct. There is, I think, more Ben Affleck than Justin Timberlake in the trailer now. I think they went back and edited a new trailer just to be oh shit, he's Batman. Get all the Ben Affleck scenes in the trailer.
He's probably in the movie for as long as the trailer.
Oh yeah. And all his scenes are heavy dialogue, and then anytime Justin Timberlake's in the trailer, he's just running. He's just running to get places.
Runner.
Yeah, well, okay. Yeah, you're right. They should have had Tom Cruise. Then I'd see it.
Believable runner.
Yeah, best runner in Hollywood.
Also, anyway. Michael Keaton's in the RoboCop trailer.
Oh yeah, that's right. And
Michael
Keaton. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody cool that I really want to see in movies is in this movie.
And you can't really tell what Jay Baruchel is his second in command on that.
Oh, really?
But he's always turned away from the camera, and he has a beard.
See, that's cool. I want to see that movie only without the RoboCop parts in it.
Whatever.
That's it.
That's it.
What's coming out on DVD? Well, actually, who gets DVD? Blu-ray.
DVD releases and Blu-rays.
Well, the big one is Star Trek Into Darkness.
I'll be getting it at Best Buy so I can listen to J.J. Abrams' commentary.
I won't.
You know what's great about this is if I want just J.J. Abrams' commentary, I can go to Best Buy and pick it up. I don't have to hear the lousy cast commentary. That's at Target. Fuck them.
Oh, my God. I will not be buying Star Trek Into Darkness.
I want to hear what Simon Pegg has to say about the movie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, how much is he really going to be on the commentary? It's probably all spliced together.
It's probably spliced together, but I bet he has some of the most fun little bits.
He probably talks the most.
How are these Star Trek movies if you're not really a Star Trek fan, though? I mean,
the new ones?
Yeah.
I think they're
made for
great.
that.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan, you saw the first
love
one
them.
without it, right?
That's why I'm going to buy the second one at Best Buy because I can get J.J. Abrams' commentary on it.
You know that Best Buy is not sponsoring our show, right? Like,
No, I know, but I
Best Buy sponsors Ryan's life.
yeah.
Ryan sponsors Best Buy.
If you don't know what we're talking, yeah, Ryan keeps an entire Best Buy open by himself.
Well, I'm just antagonizing James
I
because
know.
he's all butthurt that he can't get the
That I
version
can't-
he wanted.
Yeah,
but
that I
he'll
can't
shell
buy.
out twice for The Hobbit. Don't make any sense. Whatever.
Yeah,
Why don't you just buy 2 Star Treks?
because it's
It's
a
the same
shitty-
thing!
No, it's not the
It
same
is.
thing. It is not the same thing.
It is.
It's two with the Hobbit DVDs. It's 2 different movies because one is a theatrical cut and one is a very long director's cut. In the same way that people used to buy, Terminator 2, and then years later they'd buy the director's cut of Terminator 2. Same thing, and at least in this case, they are pretty upfront
years
about it.
later.
Yeah, fine.
You're 4 months later, you can get the same Hobbit. You're spending twice. It's the same thing. It's the
yeah,
same
but
principle.
but I also knew I was doing it ahead of time, and I know I'm going to get the stuff I want. I can't. The whole point here is I can't buy what I want. I know. He's just egging me on. Anyway, let's move on.
What else is coming out?
If you want to hear us argue about this, listen to last week's episode. The second season of Homeland. So if you aren't caught up on Homeland or you're watching it on DVD, pick it up. If you're one of those people who keeps telling us we need to see Supernatural, the 8th season is coming out this week, so pick it up. Season 5 of fucking Castle. I can't believe that show has been on for 5 seasons. This is weird. Luther 3. They don't even call it Series 3 of Luther. Luther is the British show starring Idris Elba. That's kind
I
of
heard
like
it's badass.
Yeah, I watched most of the first season, but just sort of fell off. I kept hearing people call it like a British version of Dexter, sort of, because there is this woman, like his sort of partner is a serial killer, and it's interesting, but I actually don't like that character very much, so I sort of fell off that show. Then Frankenstein's Army. Since Brad's here, Brad, didn't you see that? Just nod your head. Yeah. So that comes out this week. So if you remember him talking about it and want to see it, there's a 20th anniversary of Nightmare on Elm Street. And moving on very quickly,
Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sorry. Moving on very quickly is a huge Friday the 13th collection.
Yep. A lot of the fans are all pissed off because they're basically taking the deluxe edition DVDs and making them high definition. But I mean, they're also releasing called Crystal Lake Memories, which is a 400-minute documentary about the series. So I think if you buy the 2, I mean, really, what other supplements do you need?
So what you're saying is that they're taking the DVD versions and releasing high def versions, so they're not adding any features to it.
There's something like 3 more hours of features.
But I don't know. I don't know why you would necessarily expect them to add more features to it.
Like I said, and if you look on Amazon, I think it has 2.5 stars.
Really?
Because people are pissed that they're just taking the films, making them high definition, and then taking the previous bonus features and putting them on the Blu-rays.
How are they supposed to? I mean, the bonus features were filmed how many years ago? What are they supposed to do?
I don't even know. Whenever the deluxe editions came out, 2007, 2008. Yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if you already own them. Well, is this the first time they've been on Blu-ray?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, then what are people complaining about? Like, you're getting Blu-ray releases.
Blu-ray?
Well, they have Part 1, Friday the 13th on Blu-ray.
Yeah, like the big ones that they know they
yeah,
can
and then
sell.
obviously Freddy vs. Jason, which has the worst description of a movie ever on the back.
Freddy fights Jason.
No, it's literally English is their third language.
Oh no!
And it says a fight to the. It's something like the Terror Titans fight to the death? Question mark or yeah, slasher versus a slicer. When Jason awakens, Freddy's not happy? Question mark. It's like literally punctuation's horrible in it. I'll show it to you.
I don't know what the plot is. We weren't paying attention. It's got Kelly Rowland. Check it out.
Yeah, so it's that one, Freddy versus Jason, and the new one are all on Blu-ray.
Oh, okay.
So there's basically 7 of them that aren't.
Yeah. So this is the first time you can get it on Blu-ray.
And the funny thing is, too, I mean, I don't know how good people expect low-budget horror movies from the 80s to look on Blu-ray.
Well, and they got to remember that in this modern day, if the distribution company wants to, they can just shit all over the fans and not give them any of those special features.
You know what's funny is
so
it's Paramount.
They should actually be really happy. Yeah, especially. Then they should be really happy that they're getting any of the special features. But what would be great is they should release 3 versions of this collection and then split up the special features so that the fans have to pay $600 in order to get the Blu-rays that they want.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah, wouldn't that just be, man, what a world we could live in.
Ryan would do it.
Nah, probably not.
You know who would do stupid shit like that? Star Trek fans, because they're fucktards, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But as you mentioned, also that Crystal Lake Memories DVD comes out.
So yeah, I think if you buy the 2 together, I mean, what else could they possibly say about the franchise that you could never hear?
I mean, and especially like the early stuff, that's not even going to be like quote unquote DVD features. It's old EPK stuff like Paul Salmon used to film.
Exactly.
So it's not like they had. I mean, now they film that stuff specifically for DVD. Back in the day, it was all promotional material. It wasn't real. It wasn't intended to be seen by audiences, so it's not like they have like all this B-roll they can just cut together.
If there's Friday the 13th fan who are pissed off about it, I own every version of Friday the 13th on DVD. There is not anything that's that remarkable about their DVDs. They're cool. They have interviews with not even all the cast members. So that's why you just get the 12 movies on Blu-ray and then get the 400-minute documentary about the series.
Yeah.
Because
at a certain point, you'll know everything there is to know about the Friday the 13th franchise.
And then get the book, too, because then you're set.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait for the special edition. It's going to have like a sack and just a machete.
That'd be sweet.
Oh, man.
Awesome.
When they start selling machetes with DVDs, man.
But here's a little tidbit about the Friday the 13th set. It's actually coming out on Friday the 13th. It's not coming out on Tuesday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So if you ordered it like I did, you'll get an email. I don't know. I could get it early. They said it's shipped. So
unless Amazon thinks that's a holiday, they might not get it to you until Monday.
So yeah, I guess it's box office number time.
It is.
This is the box office stats.
This week's funny.
Yeah, it's weird, huh?
Yeah.
The Butler led again, right?
Yeah, Butler, $20 million. Whatever the stuff we saw last week is hardly even on here.
Yeah, I doubt it would be.
The funny thing about this is, so One Direction came out at number 2, which I'm actually surprised that it didn't like.
That's including though Labor Day.
Okay.
So it's actually 4 days.
Spectacular Now last weekend made $1.4 million, came in 24th place. Dropping 4 points for the week. The funny thing about this is Closed Circuit. Remember that movie? 16. Came in 16th place. It got beat by Two Guns. It's been out for a month, so nobody really gives a shit about.
I like Eric Bana when he's an Australian football player in Funny People.
Yeah,
you gonna stay for dinner, mate?
Actually, maybe
he is badass.
Oh yeah,
in Munich.
dude, yeah. Maybe the most disappointing thing here, Ryan, is that You're Next fell to 12th.
Yeah, You're Next. I'm actually surprised it didn't do very well, but they didn't market it very well either.
Yeah.
You know, I saw the app for it. You know, you take photos and it has that. Was it dude in a pig mask? There's an app for it where it showed the dude in a pig mask with a machete. That's the only thing I really see for it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Like if you take a picture, it'll Photoshop in a dude with a pig mask.
Yeah,
well, here's the crazy thing too. It was filmed and shot 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
It took them that long to find a way to market it, and they still couldn't market it right.
Yeah.
See, that's stupid, man. This is not. Well, yeah, this is a time of year when you ought to be able to promote a good horror movie. I mean, look, The Conjuring did it. Like,
yeah,
all you needed was a good trailer.
Yep.
But anyway,
comic book time.
What's up, nerds? It's the Comics Corner.
Actually, I have one, but it's not a comic book.
Really?
It's written by Joe Kelly.
Okay.
It's called Douglas Fredericks and the House of They.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get that at Comic-Con too?
I did. Yeah, he signed it for me.
Yeah, what did he sign in it?
He wrote Always ask why.
And there's a reason he did that.
Oh, man. I haven't got a chance to read it yet.
It's tailored to the book. It's basically a little children's book, but it's wonderfully illustrated on each page. And it also is wonderfully told by... Joe Kelly is such a great writer, and you can see why he does kids shows, because this kid's story is really cool. It's this little boy named Douglas Frederick, and it opens with him putting wings on a camel because he wants the camel to fly. And this guy comes up to him and says, "Hey, didn't I ever tell you that they said camels can't fly?" And he said, "Oh," and then everyone says, "Yeah, they told you camels can't fly." And so he's all, depressed about it. And his parents' 15th anniversary is coming up, and he calls his mom, and his dad he calls the captain. And he wants to make them a big cake house. And then the town folk come up to him and say, "Hey, everyone tell you that they say that you can't have your cake and eat it too?" And so he starts questions like, who's they? Who are these people who tell me what I can't do? And it's this whole journey that he goes to the house of they to find out who's telling him what to do and why not to do it. And
that's cool.
I'll spoil it because it's a really cute story.
Yeah.
And so he goes up there, and it's these really big, at first he has to do all these stupid things to get in just to see him because
they say so.
Because they say so, exactly. So he has to have a pink poodle, and he has to have a pomegranate with only 5 seeds in it. And so he does all this. He's diligent about it because his family's known for doing great things. So he gets in there and he meets these 4 or 5 huge beings, and they tell him and say, "Hey, we told you can't do this." And they start, prodding him and poking him and telling him, "You can't do this, you can't do that." And then he's starting to get nervous, and then he just stands up and says, "Why?" And then they all collapse, and they're these little munchkin people, and they said, because he says that's not a good answer. You should always wonder why things happen in the world. If I want a camel to fly, it should be able to fly. So it's a take on never let people tell you what you can't do.
That's awesome.
It's a really cute story.
Now I got to run upstairs and read it.
I know, and he signed it.
Always ask why.
Always ask why.
That's so cool.
And it's just well done. And Joe Kelly's awesome.
Yeah, Joe Kelly's fantastic. Real quick while we're in comics, so have you seen it at Coins Cards before?
No, I haven't.
Well, if they don't have it, they should pick it up. Even still, go there and check it out. Yeah, they'll get it for you, probably 20% off. Yeah. I also really want, while we're in comics, I want to give a shout out. iFanboy this week is not shutting down, but they're reeling back. They do a website about comics and a podcast that's really good. And they were instrumental in getting me into comics 6 or 7 years ago. They've been doing the podcast for 13 years, and they, they're getting older, and they've had kids and stuff like that, so they're gonna stop doing a daily website, really. And so if you're not into comics, or you are into comics and you haven't visited their site, go check it out. They've got still some really great stuff on there. They're still going to keep doing their podcast. But I'm sort of sad to see them go. I really like to see it. They did all these really cool articles hey, you want to get into Power Girl? Here's, great places to jump on. Really great comic book information, especially for people who aren't deep into everything. Really a fantastic website, and I'm going to miss seeing their commentary, especially on stuff like there were a couple things that happened this week that I was like, oh man, I'd love to hear what these guys had to say about that. But anyway, so go check them out.
Very cool. So remember, Douglas Frederick and the House of Why. Pick it up. It's great. It's cute.
House of They.
House of They, sorry.
Yeah.
Don't forget to ask why. This week, we saw Riddick. Bree, should people go see the movie Riddick?
Yeah, I don't. The movie was good, but my thing though was it started off great. I think the introduction of the mercs was just a little bit, that was where the movie kind of failed for me. I thought it was a good movie. And I haven't seen all the Riddick movies. I think I've only watched Pitch Black prior to this, and I didn't watch Chronicles of Riddick yet. But I just with Riddick being such a badass, I just wanted him to be up against other people that were badasses. And the monsters that they introduced, they were good. But when they introduced other people in there, you're just like, you're interested, like, can we get away from these people? Which they did.
Riddick, would you please start killing these characters?
Yeah,
I don't like them very much.
Which they did, but I'll let you guys go.
Yeah.
More on that.
Laurie, should people go see the Riddick?
Meh.
And that's from somebody who just thinks that Vin Diesel's sexy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it was just Vin Diesel, like, talking and being, like, shirtless and greasy, I would say absolutely.
Well,
But
there's a nude scene of him in it.
It's true.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I think
he
that's
is.
CGI, though.
But there's a lot of other stuff that distracts you from, you know.
Yeah, he looks pretty
greasy,
tall in
shirtless
that nude
Vin
shot.
Diesel.
He didn't do what he said he was going to do, and you know that would have pleased all the girls and everybody. You know, if he
What?
went balls deep, like he said he was gonna do, that would have been.
He did. Yeah, he did promise he was going to go balls deep.
So,
Man.
James, should people go see Riddick?
No. So if you're somebody like me who saw Pitch Black years ago and thought, man, there is so much promise in this movie. And, you know, Pitch Black is not perfect. It's not. But it's fun. And I think the thing that makes it stick with me is that the universe that they create is really pretty cool. You know, it's that same sort of like gritty, realistic universe that you get in Alien, you know? Just sort of like real people in space, you know, there's some people who are addicted to drugs, and there's so many like layers to those characters. It's a little monster movie that's got, I think, well developed, or at least decent characters in it. And it gives you this little sliver of a glimpse into a universe that seems really cool, you know, space Muslims and people addicted to drugs, and then there is this side character called Riddick, who's a guy who escaped from prison, who's got these badass like eyes, and you don't know why, and he's just cool, right? And I think the promise of that movie has never been delivered upon. So if you're one of those people like me who really wants a really great sequel to Pitch Black, maybe rent this movie. Because there's some alright moments in here. And there's definitely, I agree with you, Bree. I think the first 20 minutes or so where it's just Riddick in the desert fighting.
Crickets are chirping, James. Are you going to wrap this up? Or?
Hold on. They are literally chirping, though. The first 20 minutes where it's just like, you know, Riddick fighting these crazy alien monsters, I was like, all right, I'm into this. But then the voiceover starts, and I'm out. So
I was totally in with the voiceover.
We need to let the cricket on the show and let them put their comment in.
You know, I asked James if you should go see the movie. He talked for like 15 minutes about what movie they should see.
Yeah, no, it's true. You shouldn't see this movie, and you should go rewatch Pitch Black, because, man, it's good.
I keep on trying to poke James to see what he's going to react with. This movie is horrible. It may be like the most bored I've been in a movie theater all year long.
Oh, man. Oh, Smackdown.
Anyways, here's the dumbass trailer to Dumbass Riddick.
Don't know how many times I've been crossed off the list and left for dead. So this ain't nothing new. Bounty hunters.
I've been hunting Reddy for 10 years. He's the most dangerous man we've ever tracked. Bounty's been doubled.
I've come to collect your head in a box.
So yet again, we play for blood.
This is a man who sees in the dark. So watch out for surprise attacks.
What is it?
One down. 3 down. You get where I'm going with this.
Again!
Hold him down.
What is happening?
Time's up.
Yeah, let's cut him loose.
I think you have a cricket in your basement.
Yeah, I think so too, or at least in that window well.
Oh yeah, maybe in the window well.
Real quick before we get too into this, I want to point out something. Pitch Black is not about Riddick.
Yeah.
Pitch Black is about Radha Mitchell's character, and she's this badass chick who has to go through has an actual character arc to her, has to really like learn things about herself and learn to sacrifice for the people who are her crew. It's a great little story that also has this guy who is chained up most of the movie, just sort of intense, and eventually he starts killing people or whatever, but that character, very much like Jack Sparrow, that character is great as a side character. And I think the biggest problem with this movie is the only character in the movie is Riddick.
Yeah. I mean, the way that movie is, though, is like you said about the world it creates. You want to see more of that world, and when it starts focusing on the characters, it takes away from that. So you're like I said at the very beginning of the movie, you see all the different animals, you see how hostile the environment is.
Yeah.
And then but then you're just like, well, if there are people here, you have to be a badass. And when the people get there, you're just like, well, these people are not as badass as Riddick, and they're kind of just, I don't know, it's like Dog the Bounty Hunter showing up to get Riddick.
Well, and James, you said exactly what I've always said about Vin Diesel. Is I think he can support movies. I don't think he can carry movies. He is not an action star like Schwarzenegger, The Rock, Tom Cruise, where you believe what he's doing. There's no payoff in him being marooned on that with the dude with the fucked up face. There's no payoff with several other characters in it. He makes idle threats that he never follows through on because he's supposed to be an anti-hero, so you don't want him to be too dark.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, he's like, I'm going to kill you in 5 seconds.
Well, but he is the worst anti-hero here. He's great in Pitch Black. I mean, spoilers for Pitch Black. The end of Pitch Black, he's straight up going to leave these people on this planet. Like, he doesn't care, and the whole story there is that Radha Mitchell tries so fucking hard to bring him back around, tap into the little bit of a heart that he has to make him help her save the rest of the crew, and that's sort of the story. That's the one little glimmer that he has. And here he's just like this shitty caricature of a badass, like this 90s action star badass, and it's just not interesting.
And see, the whole time I'm like, is this movie ever going to get going? Because to me, it's just a lot of boring stuff.
Oh yeah,
even the action I don't think was that good.
Yeah, because by the time they get to the because for some reason, they bring back the original director from Pitch Black. Well, I guess he's the same guy who did Chronicles of Riddick. Anyway, they bring that guy back, and they apparently think that the only thing they have in their pocket is monsters in the dark. Because they go back to, hey, we got to fight monsters in the dark, and it's not that much action with monsters in the dark. It's not very interesting. It's not very creative. It's certainly not as cool as like those really brooding sequences in Pitch Black where you see the monsters at the edge of the light and stuff like that. There's nothing creative about it at all. And again, Pitch Black isn't perfect. It's not the best monster movie ever, but at least it's interesting. At least there's something fresh. There is nothing. There was no moment in this movie where I was like, "Oh, cool. Oh, okay, yeah, that's No, it was more like, "Hey, he made a sword out of a bone." Really?
Yeah, like I said, it's just boring. I don't think there's anything in the movie that you say, "Oh, so cool." There was 40 minutes of the movie where they're waiting for him to show up, and you have to deal with these stupid characters of mercenaries. The Santana guy who was annoying.
Yeah.
Katie Sackhoff's character who. I don't think it's her fault, but I mean, it's written.
I think it's her fault.
It's written so horribly, where she says, "I don't fuck men," and then all of a sudden Vin Diesel's chained up, and he's like, "I'm gonna fuck you."
That is
okay.
I'm gonna go off on my feminist soapbox here for a second. That
pink.
is the character they always write for women in these movies, where even though she's tough and she's badass, she can beat the shit out of men. The men always save her ass. They fucking call her doll throughout the movie.
Well, that's her name.
It's
No,
but that's
naming her doll is really
offensive.
sexist and stupid.
You guys didn't read the credits. It's DAHL.
I don't care.
I'm just saying.
Matter. It's offensive.
They know what they're doing. Yeah.
No, and it's the female character they have in every movie where she is like tough and
every
badass
movie?
and muscular. I mean,
Hold
every action movie.
Pitch Black.
Well, the one thing about her though is they had her they always had her playing the tough character, but remember,
she's bad at it.
Well, she's bad at it, but Riddick stole her compact.
Yeah,
and then
she
was painting her toenails.
She has oh my gosh,
That's
yeah.
what I was thinking. I was like, you're running through space and you're a bounty hunter and you have a fucking compact.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing. I'll go back to my Buffy the Vampire thing of she is allowed to be badass and feminine.
No,
but
see, that
is not what this character is.
No.
This character is not I'm a girly girl, but I can also kick your ass. That's not who this character is.
No.
It's more of she's still got a vagina, so clearly she's into makeup.
Exactly.
What?
Yeah.
Like it's a poorly drawn out character,
and then they make her the lesbian, so she's like, oh, she's even more butch. But then
right.
she
and,
goes
okay.
to Vin Diesel. I don't
so
know.
yeah, so
stupid.
then they make her a lesbian because you're like, well, she's butch, so she has to be a lesbian, right?
Clearly.
So that's already
all
cliche.
strong women don't fuck guys.
Then there is, if you've seen The First Evening with Kevin Smith, one of the questions that this woman asks him, she gets up and she says, so in Chasing Amy, you posit this theory that all a lesbian needs is a serious deep dickin'. Which he combats by saying, well, yeah, there's a character who says that in that movie, but I gave that line to the dumbest character in the movie to make fun of that idea. This is a movie where all the lesbian needs is a serious deep dickin'.
I'm gonna go balls deep.
Yes, he literally says, you're gonna beg me to go balls deep. Fuck you. Mm-hmm. Fuck you for writing this movie.
And you know what really took me out of the movie, and I'm not trying to be funny, but there's a scene where Vin Diesel gets a little puppy, and he kills the monster to get to the other side. Like there's only one way around, but he's climbing the rocks. I'm like, why doesn't he just climb over?
I don't know.
But anyways, so the puppy's barking at these other monsters in the water. Then in slow motion, Vin Diesel picks up the puppy and starts running towards the camera in slow motion.
It's the best hero shot.
No, it's retarded.
It's so bad.
It's so bad. And then and then there's so many scenes in this movie where they show Vin Diesel walking in slow motion. Like they're supposed to have this huge face off with this mercenary guy, and he takes off his cloak, and then he drops his knife.
Fuck this shawl I'm wearing. I don't need this shawl anymore.
It's so dumb. I've never been more bored in a movie this year.
Right before the puppy scene, which I want to get back to, there's a shot where he jumps, and his shoulders go back, and he's got the big sword in one hand, and it's like, oh, look how badass, and he lands in a puddle of mud. And that's the sequence. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. He's not stabbing anybody. There's no 300 moment. It's a 300 jump, but he's not slicing somebody in half.
That scene reminds you like Flashdance. when we went through that mud, that's what it was like.
But the puppy, I want to go back to, he's running in slow motion with a puppy in one hand and a big sword in the other. He's like a fireman fighting crazy, alien animals. And it's I couldn't help but wail with laughter when that happened.
And it drove me nuts, too. How many times did they do a shot of him kneeling down and taking his goggles off?
Remember how cool these goggles are?
Yeah.
The lenses are perfectly round.
And they're crooked on his head because he has a misshapen head.
To my bald head.
I think there's a reason why they're focusing on the goggles, because remember when at night it's cool because he sees night vision, but in the day he sees neon purple.
Yeah.
Well, and that's
which is again stupid. In the first movie, the eyes thing is so cool because there's nothing about him being an alien. He's a dude who was in jail, and because it was dark in the jail, all the guys in the jail got their eyes silvered.
Yeah.
And that's all they tell you. He's just and that idea makes him more badass because he's just man, I don't know how you do that, but it sounds painful.
Right.
And it's just there's nothing about he can slow his heart or he's an alien. All that shit that they've added to Riddick later is so stupid and so belittles how badass that character actually could be. That then when he sees in fucking fuchsia, it's just
one thing
so
I wanted
dumb.
if you're going to abandon him on this planet and you know how he sees, why don't you just take his goggles?
Yeah.
Why don't you just take his goggles?
Well, because in this movie he can still see in the day. I think in Pitch Black he has to wear them when he's out during the daylight because his eyes are too sensitive.
They should do a Pitch Black movie with Ray Charles.
So I haven't seen the Chronicles of Riddick.
Uh-huh.
I've seen Pitch Black.
Oh, you haven't seen them at all?
I've seen Pitch Black. I haven't seen Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh my God, it's horrible.
So
this movie is better
Carl
than Chronicles
Urban
of Riddick.
in them?
Yes. I guffawed when I saw Carl Urban.
I don't
remember.
Okay, because I don't remember Pitch Black very well.
He's not in Pitch Black. He's
I didn't
only
think
in
so.
Chronicles of Riddick is like this bizarre mid '90s awful mainstream sci-fi bullshit that feels like it's written by somebody who wrote really bad cartoon shows for kids. Like the failed writers from the Back to the Future cartoon show wrote that movie. It's awful, and adds all this bullshit about him being a Furian, and there's these air elementals, and there's the fucking Deadite people who are running around and keep what you kill, all that shit. It's horrible. It's absolutely, and that's the thing. I was so excited about Chronicles of Riddick because again, the little sliver of the universe you see in Pitch Black seems so cool and imaginative, and you see this little bit and you think, man, the universe out there is Blade Runner deep and Blade Runner original. Like, it seems so cool, and then when you see it, and it starts that you're like at New Mecca, which is like this planet or city or whatever, and I'm like, oh yeah, remember Muslims in the last movie, right? So now there's like a New Mecca in space. That seems cool. Whatever. It seems like the ideas of these movies are very like pulp sci-fi novel, like really cool, just crazy off the wall stuff. But then the action movies and the plots that they pull out of them to make these movies are just awful for these last two.
And I'm tired of seeing, even though I like him as an actor, I'm tired of seeing what the big dude is of Batista.
Yeah.
Because you just, you always know he's just going to do some wrestling moves and the fight's going to be over in a little bit. I mean, because he was in, Batista was also in the last movie, what was that, with RZA, Golden.
Oh, the Iron Fist. The Man with the Iron Fist.
Yeah, and you just, like I said, you know what he's going to do. I mean, being up against Riddick, in the beginning he had all these survival skills. He was badass, but when you bring Batista in there, you're just like, okay, he's going to wrestle, and
Yeah.
But did you know that Riddick was going to Hulk out? For those listeners at home that don't know what hulking out is, in the mid-'80s, Hulk Hogan was a wrestler, and when he was getting beat, he would do what he called hulked out, and he'd start shaking and convulsing and flexing, and then nothing you could do could hurt him. Well, when Batista was trying to hurt Riddick by picking him up,
he picks him up by his arms.
Riddick hulks out and slices his shoulder off. I don't know, whatever.
Well, he
it looked like a Mortal Kombat fatality.
And he kicks him backwards, and then he got his sword or some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because then he does the 300 jump, and yeah. I think that's what happens. I don't know. It's stupid.
The movie's stupid.
I realized halfway
boring.
through though, if you'd never heard of Vin Diesel before, and you heard that there was a movie starring a guy named Vin Diesel, you would assume it was a pro wrestler. Like, you would think this was, fucking The Rock. Like,
dude, The Rock is badass.
I mean, he is. I'm just saying, like, the name Vin Diesel, that's a wrestler's name.
I will always see Vin Diesel when he has the voice. Oh my god, that voice.
His voice used to be good. Yeah, Iron Giant Vin Diesel was great.
Have you ever seen those YouTube videos where they mash them up and they make, they change them all gay?
No.
Yeah, it's like, it shows Fast and the Furious, and it just looks all gay the way they put the scenes together.
That sounds good.
Just so hilarious.
Man, I didn't expect this to be good, and I still ended up being disappointed. What does that mean? Like, sheesh.
It's just boring.
Yeah.
Like, I could not get into this movie.
Oh, and straight up, there are a few things I find less attractive than naked Katie Sackhoff washing her armpits. Ugh.
Saw her nip.
Yeah.
Vin Diesel said her nail polish is the same color as her nipples.
Yeah, that was an awkward and inappropriate line.
Remember when he's chained up and he's like,
she was like, ooh,
oh yeah,
saw my nipples. Like, oh my god.
Fuck. I like the 5 chicks in the bed with him though. Those chicks were hot.
I'm gonna go watch Pitch Black.
That's the only scene in the movie I liked, when there was 5 naked chicks in the bed with him. They're all their tits are hanging out.
Okay, so I kind of like the idea that because at the end of Chronicles of Riddick, he becomes the king of the universe or whatever bullshit. So, God, that movie's stupid. I kind of like the idea that he's been king for so long that he forgot all of his animal instincts and he has to relearn them. Not what this movie is about. Yeah. It's a throwaway line in there, and then it's just I got a dog puppy. Which, by the way, the Chronicles of Riddick series, or the Riddick series, has the worst dog CG. Yeah. This is still better than Chronicles of Riddick, but Chronicles of Riddick is the second worst CG dog in film history, right behind The Day After Tomorrow. I don't know why they keep putting dogs in these movies. They're so bad. Ugh.
Yeah. I think initially, though, when it started off the beginning, I did like the very beginning with the vultures. The alien-looking vultures, and his hand being buried, and all this stuff. But
him trying to survive was cool, but then it just
Oh, dude, that broken leg.
Yeah.
The first shot of him dragging that broken leg behind him, I was like, oh, this is gruesome.
Yeah.
Ooh,
but
man.
then it came undone.
Yeah. Yeah, then it all fell apart.
Anyways, next week we're seeing, I don't know.
We really don't know yet.
My friend Brandon from Copenhagen is going to be in. Maybe we'll do a special 80s edition of Real Nerds Podcast.
Well, let's just be clear. It's not going to be a Real Nerds podcast. It's going to be a Ryan and Brandon show.
Hey,
featuring the Real Nerds.
I don't like this. I'm going to fight this kid.
I'm just saying that, if I wasn't as secure in myself, I would think that Ryan and Brandon should be married, and I'm not
fuck
married.
Because I am so secure with who I am.
I'm just telling they have a Turk and JD type of relationship.
Who?
It's a Scrubs reference.
What?
Bree, thanks for coming on. We
appreciate
it.
Thank you
so much
much
for having me
man.
again. I'm glad.
Oh,
I made it.
always welcome.
It was really fun seeing a movie with you again.
Yeah, we loved it.
I think I ate too much tonight, though.
Yeah, you were. You were.
Did you get 2 pretzels?
Yeah,
two pretzels and a big old burger.
And a bunch of
fries. He's a growing boy.
Alamo Draft House.
Oh man, yeah,
got
it's
the
good.
food. Thanks, Bree.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Visit our website, realnerdspodcast.com. You can tweet us at real_nerds. You can email us even, realnerds@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Hey, stream us on Stitcher. You want to call us? 720-6nerds5. And download us on iTunes. Just search Real Nerds. Thank you, Joe Kempter, for the wonderful voiceover. And also Spark Mandrill for the wonderful late-night jazz smooth sounds of movies. You can find them on SoundCloud. This has been a Nebulous Visions production.